Go ahead.
I'm going to make a motion to the board at this time. I move to rescind the motion made at the 8/22/11 board meeting, which changed the manner of voting for budgets and dues, ignoring the requirement of our bylaws to vote for dues and assessments annually. The motion was and is in violation of state law RCW 64-38-020 and Article 3, Section 19 of our Southern Valley bylaws. Any assessment levied by SVCA to support budgets passed by the board and ratified by the members must be approved by a 60% vote of the members voting as provided in our bylaws and supported by RCW 64-38-020. Therefore, I move that the dues increase and special assessment provided in Measures 2 and 2A on November 5th, 2011 ballot be invalidated. Further, the association, acting through the board, can adopt a budget subject to member ratification, but cannot levy assessments against members in the manner which is inconsistent with the bylaws. Since no dues or special assessment measures as required in bylaws, Article 3, Section 19, were provided on the November 5th, 2011 ballot, I move that the 2012 dues remain at the current 2011 level.
Second.
Yes, sir.
I don't know that this board has the power to set assessments. I don't know that this board has the power to overrule what the members have voted. The members have voted, and I know no place in our bylaws that gives the board of directors the power to set assessments. They can set that vote of the members.
1 minute while I consult you with my friend. Could you state your objection again, please?
I object on two grounds. Number one, this board of directors does not have the power to set assessments. The only power in our bylaws to set assessments is given to the members.
So let me rephrase that before you move on to the second. What you're saying is that this board, the membership is voted, and the parameters were set on for the measures 2 and 2A. Go ahead. Okay.
Number one, if we're writing on a blank slate, we cannot, as a board, set assessments. And that's been the issue come out loud and clear. Assessments can only be set by the members. Now, the issue that we have is, can the members set an assessment by a 60% vote, or can the members set an assessment according to the RCW? But in all cases, it's the members who set the assessment. So I don't think this board has the power to do it.
No, go ahead. Let's hear some discussion and then we'll move on.
If the members voted and we're tallying the votes against our bylaws, we're not saying that the members didn't vote. We're just counting the members' votes in a different way. So we wouldn't be rescinding the act of voting by the membership. We would just be rescinding our interpretation of that vote. We would be splitting out the dues from the budget, and we would not be invalidating the vote. We would be counting it in a different way according to our bylaws.
Good. Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Okay.
That's
Sounds
sort of
fair
like
enough.
playing a football game and deciding after the game that
Well,
field goals
you put
are
one
7
thing
points.
wrong.
So let's be quiet. This is a board meeting, an official board meeting. Yes, go ahead.
I think the question becomes for me, and this came in this memo that I have read from Phil Sharp. It says there is an argument to be made that under RCW 64-38, any assessments levied by SPCA to support budgets passed by the board and ratified by the members must be approved by a 60% vote of the members as provided in the bylaws. Now, if it was never voted on legally in the first place, do we then make them liable for that? 6438-020 clearly states that association powers rest in us and that we have the right. So many people have said, we have to give up our bylaws, state law says we have to. No, we don't. 6438-020 clearly states that we are allowed to do budgets, but we go by our bylaws and our governing documents. And it's just, we do this, I know we need money, I'll say it there, I've said it. I didn't say we're all gonna go broke, but we need the money, but I don't know that we need it on the backs of the people the way that this is done. It's divided the valley. Clark said a year ago, we have more things to worry about than money. And it's true. We're never gonna get increases if we keep trying to beat up everybody. And I think the membership feels beat up. And I think to go back to work I don't know if we do an SGM, we wait until November and have an AGM, look at things, see where we're at. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough year. Hopefully Andy and accounting, although Andy's gonna be gone, but hopefully accounting over there will keep up the really good dues payers. But there's part of this whole way we adopted the monies this year. You can ask Andy, there's a document that's associated with whenever we file a lawsuit.
The affirmation.
And accordingly, that's based on our bylaws. And any time after the first of the year, if we collect dues, according to the RCW, you're not going to be able to take anybody to court or something. Because it's supposed to be based on what's in our bylaws, which says 60% of the voting membership.
I'm gonna does anybody have an objection to the parliamentarian speaking on the board? Okay, but before she does, I want to say something. I would feel more confident if we had an SGM to reverse the actions of a previous election than this board invalidating an election. I think it covers, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, only a judge would say that, but I feel that it would cover this board, it would cover their backs. That's just my point of view on the issue. Go ahead.
I am a parliamentarian, I am not a lawyer. So I'm procedural, not legal. I work with a number of associations, and the primary way attorneys have given to the associations I work with, that I have then written the script for the people to write, to do in their meetings, is that the state law takes precedent. And you can pass this motion, but until you get, because the lawyers differ, but most of the lawyers I've worked with have said the state law takes precedent. And until you go to court, you don't know how it's going to be ruled, because lawyers give opinions, just like parliamentarians give opinions. And so if you pass part of this, which is the first one, it doesn't have any effect on whether the state law affects you. That has to be determined by a judge. The separate, I don't know how to rule on any of the other stuff. This is very confusing. I would tend to say there's some value for the appeal, but the appeal can be voted on. If you want to follow through on the appeal, that he's made a point of order, and you can rule, and then anybody can appeal your ruling, and the board can vote whether to support the ruling of the chair. Some of these are legal issues, and what you do then can be questioned in court that aren't affected here. So if we vote on this, well, who knows what's going to happen if somebody takes it. Or you don't vote on it because of the reasons of the point of order, Somebody else could take it to court on that. Those are legal questions.